Thanks for watching Numbskull News, and today we're going to get into a reaction of last weekend's affairs in college football. I was going to make this video a little sooner. Unfortunately, there was a death in the family. My older sister passed away, and it's kind of had some upheaval in that regard. But we're going to keep kicking on. That's what she would want for everybody in my family, is for everyone to keep on keeping on. So that's what I'm going to do. And since we're opening this thing talking about death, we got to talk about Mr. Brian Kelly, who just got axed after getting his ass whooped by Texas A&M. Yeah, and there's speculation on where he's going to go. But I just wanted to say I thought it was really funny that he wanted to leave Notre Dame because he couldn't win a championship. Went to LSU, which, you can win a championship at LSU. But it's kind of funny that Notre Dame went and played for a national title just last year. Now, that was the first year of the 12-team CFP. And if you look at Brian Kelly's record in Notre Dame, most years he would have been in the CFP and would have had a shot at a national title. So, bad timing for that guy. That's all I can say. Kind of bad timing. Where does he go from here? I mean, I've heard a little speculation about Maryland. That's interesting. Kind of get him back in the northeast of the country. Overall, I don't really give a damn. All I know is LSU is done. They got Alabama coming up. It's probably a loss. Oklahoma is probably going to get them too. But I thought I would start there. But overall, I think the SEC, yeah, they're going to get that 4 games in. Now Texas A&M, they're undefeated. Missouri just lost their ass last week. But they're still a good team. There's still a chance there. They got to go on the road to Missouri. So that's a little dangerous. Then at the end of the year, they have to go to Austin to play Texas. So there's their 2 big ones there. Even if they drop them, what are they? 10-2? They're 10-2, and they're probably in the playoffs. So whether it's at large or playing for an SEC title, which is the most likely thing, they're going to be in. Alabama, they have LSU coming up, who just shit all over themselves. They get Oklahoma at home. They're probably going to get some revenge there. Eastern Illinois. Then they end the season at Auburn. I know. It's a big rivalry, but Alabama's going to tear that ass up. No more losses for Alabama. I don't think so. 11-1. They'll be, or maybe 10-2, but I somehow doubt it. They'll be playing for an SEC championship and have a ticket to the CFP this year, after missing out on the inaugural 12-team playoff. Old Georgia. 1 loss, Georgia. Are there any more losses? They just took care of Ole Miss, which was huge. Florida, no. Mississippi State, no. Texas can't beat Georgia. They haven't figured that puzzle out, and they're not going to. Charlotte, okay. Georgia Tech, that'll be an interesting game. It was damn interesting last year. Georgia Tech nearly took them out last year. So, any losses there? Maybe one. 10-2 at worst for Georgia. Ole Miss suffering their first loss. South Carolina, they're gonna screw the pooch there? No. And by the way, they took out OU on the road. I mean, that's a way to come back. That's the way to come back from a loss at Georgia. Citadel, no. Florida, no. Mississippi State, no. Y'all, Ole Miss ain't losing another game. 11-1. They play for the SEC this year. That's what I believe. Now, they're behind. If Georgia and Alabama go undefeated, then Ole Miss is going to be left out of the SEC championship game. Crazy, but they got to root for one of these teams or a couple of these teams. At least Yeah, a couple of the teams to lose, and I don't know if that's even going to happen. But that's your 4. Does Vanderbilt got a shot here? They got Texas coming up. Who knows? I mean, they just beat Missouri, y'all. Auburn, probably not. Kentucky? No. Tennessee? On the road at Tennessee at the end of the year? Maybe. 2 lost Vanderbilt guys. It's looking like that can happen. Now, I just talked about Texas. Vanderbilt, Georgia, Arkansas, A&M. They're done. They just need one more loss, and that's coming. Tennessee. What we got here? Oklahoma, Florida, Vanderbilt. I have a hard time believing they're going to go undefeated. Whether that's Oklahoma on the 1st, or, which is coming up this Saturday, or the end of the year with Vanderbilt. They got one more coming. We've checked out Oklahoma before. It's Tennessee, Alabama, Missouri, LSU. Don't worry about them anymore. Yeah, Oklahoma's not going to make it. Missouri's probably not going to make it. A&M, Mississippi State, Oklahoma, they may catch another loss. So 4 there, 4 definitely, but keep an eye on Vanderbilt. Keep an eye on freaking Vanderbilt. They're freaking dangerous for us right now. But yeah, I'm a Big 12 fan. Let's just go. Can we talk about freaking BYU, man? BYU went on the road. Iowa State just put an ass whooping on them. And here's the difference right here. Rocco Becht. I love Rocco Becht. I love the name. I love the talent. I don't love 3 interceptions. I don't like a pick 6. I don't like that kind of crap. I mean, look at this. So much they did, Iowa State. So much they did that was really pretty damn good. But look at that 4th quarter. 0 points in the 4th quarter to 14 for BYU. Shutting the proverbial door. That'll do it. And Iowa State got off to a hot start, man. 17 points in the first freaking quarter. Look at this freaking kid, man. What is he? 16 years old? 307 yards, 2 touchdowns. Look, Iowa State, they've had some injuries. We all know this in the secondary, but there's been some collapsing there. But you know what? I'm happy for BYU. I am super happy for BYU. Iowa State, they're 5-3 now. They are out of it. I didn't think that was going to happen to them. I really didn't. The way that season started off for Iowa State, but 3 in a row, that'll do it. That'll do it for Iowa State for this year. Holy crap. So where are we at with BYU now? They got Texas Tech. To me, that's a toss-up game. 2 best defenses in the league. 2 top money spenders. We all talk about Texas Tech, but we don't talk, spending money. Everyone seems to forget BYU spent quite a damn bit of money, and they recruit their ass off as well. And here's another thing I want to say about BYU. Okay, everyone talks about the special teams, right? That's becoming part of the narrative. Let me tell you something. I'm sure we all remember the Patriots dynasty of a few years ago, right? Belichick, Brady, but everyone, what's lost in that, it is the greatest dynasty ever. Pick a sport, it's the greatest dynasty ever. We got to give it up to them. But a lot of that was predicated not just off of Belichick and Brady and all these other Hall of Fame names you know of, but their freaking special teams. They had the best special teams in the NFL that entire run. If you screwed up your special teams play, they would capitalize every freaking time. If they needed a big kick, onside, if whatever the hell, if they needed a 45-yard field goal in the snow, they got it. Satake is taking a page out of Belichick's handbook. Elite special teams. You're looking for an edge. That's your edge. Don't forget it. It can't be just, oh, yeah, we also play special teams, but it's about our quarterback and our defense. Hell no. That third phase is winning them games. So look out, Texas Tech. You're going to have your hands full. BYU, they got TCU after that. I love TCU. They are flawed. And that's on the road. That's in Provo. I got BYU. And holy shit, they go on the road to Cincinnati. And Cincinnati is for freaking real. I've been on their hype train for 2 years now. When everyone's crapping all over Satterfield, I was the guy. I want everyone to remember, I was the guy that said, hey, why doesn't everyone slow their roll on Satterfield? I don't think he sucks at all. I think he had kind of a bad roll of it there in Louisville. Got an opportunity in Cincinnati and has made the most of it. Holy shit. Anyway, BYU, they in the year at UCF. They're 10-2 at the very worst. At the worst. 10-2 again. Back-to-back years. Again. But 11-1? Because look, they can roll into Lubbock and beat Texas Tech. They absolutely can. They can roll into Cincinnati and absolutely shut that offense down. Defense travels, folks. It travels. And when BYU travels it travels hard. It travels hard. They got Utah. They got Arizona. They got BYU. Then in at Fort Worth. Can they beat Utah? Can they go to Utah and get that win? Yes, they can. 50-50 game. At home against Arizona, they'll beat Arizona. Arizona's come up. Brett Brennan, that's another coach a lot of people apparently are wrong about. But they're not on that level yet. And Cincinnati, and BYU, that's a toss-up game. Look, do I think Cincinnati's going to be in the Big 12 title game? I don't think so. But let me give some props to Houston, because let me tell you something about Houston. Everyone pretty much has forgotten about Houston. I know I did. I've been talking up Cincinnati, been talking up BYU. I've been rawing for UCF. But freaking Houston. Amazing. Look at this crap. Arizona State. Shut down. Arizona State. Sam Leavitt. Probably the best quarterback in the league. Don't tell Houston that shit. Don't tell Houston that. And look at Connor Wegman. Good God almighty. 111 yards on the ground. 2 TDs rushing. Just, what can you say? Going on the road and dominating a team. That's exactly what the hell they did. An Arizona State team who at one time, just last year, defending, reigning Big 12 champ. No more. And then Houston's what? They got West Virginia. They got UCF. I love UCF. West Virginia, mad respect for those folks over there. Win. TCU's got to go to Houston. TCU's going to lose. Houston's got to go to Baylor. They will shut Baylor down. They will get plenty of turnovers, and they're going to win that game. Why? Because Baylor's explosive, but they screw around with the ball, and then they can't stop anybody. Houston's going to rush for 300-plus yards against Baylor. That's what that shit's going to be. Folks, Houston's going to run the table right out of this thing. I will be surprised if they don't. 11-1, freaking Houston. Texas Tech. Oklahoma State. Good God Almighty. We don't have to revisit that. All right. Things will get better in Stillwater eventually. Kansas State. Texas Tech goes to Kansas State. People are like, oh, look out for Kansas. No. They're playing better. Texas Tech is about to lock them down. They got UCF. They got West Virginia. There's the big game for Texas Tech. If they want to play for the Big 12 title, if Texas Tech wants to play for the title, they got to beat BYU because they'll win out everywhere else. 10-2 this year, I don't think gets you into the Big 12 title game. I mean, ask BYU about that last year, 10-2 and didn't get in. Look, Cincinnati, I think 10-2 at best, but freaking Houston, y'all. This shit's going to be BYU and Houston. That's my prediction at this point. BYU and Houston. Both either one loss or BYU undefeated and Houston with one loss. That's what it's looking like to me. And look, Utah just had a great win. Great win. Just made Colorado. I mean, that's the worst that Coach Prime has ever looked as a football coach. It was horrible. But look, Utah, Cincinnati, Baylor, it's on the road, but probably not a problem. Kansas State, I can't say 50-50 game. Not in Salt Lake City. Utah should take that. And yeah, they should be able to go to Kansas and beat that ass too. So I'm looking at this whole thing. Even if, look, Utah could run the table. 10-2, great year, and still not make the Big 12 title game. And look, I'm not even going to bother looking at TCU. That shit ain't going to happen. But what I'm trying to say here is there's going to be two worthy teams. You know, as far as a couple of one-loss teams or an undefeated in a one-loss team in the Big 12, worthy enough to get into the Big 12. Sorry, get into the CFP. Two teams in the CFP. That could happen for the Big 12. Now, what's going on with the Big 10? Illinois. What did I say? We needed Illinois to lose. Thank you, Washington. They lost. Look, Illinois may run the damn table. Rutgers, Maryland, Wisconsin. Well, I don't know about Northwestern, but, you know, it's going to be a good year for Illinois, just like it was last year, but they done came up short. Indiana, Ohio State, Oregon. Look out for freaking Iowa, though. Look out for Iowa. But they got Oregon. They got Oregon. USC still, I mean, going to LA, that's still not going to be a fun trip. And Nebraska is still a good team, though. So is Iowa going to be a threat? No. Michigan's one to worry about. Purdue, Maryland, it's about Northwestern, and it's about Ohio State. They're going to catch another loss. They're going to get out. They're going to get knocked out of this thing. USC, Nebraska, Northwestern, Iowa, Oregon, UCLA. They're not going to make it either. They're not going to make it. And really, is there anyone else to look at, really? I mean, shits and giggles. We can look at Nebraska here. Northwestern, USC, UCLA, which is tricky for some reason. I don't get it. Penn State, nah. Iowa. Theoretically, they should have a go with this. Theoretically, Nebraska should have a go with this, but they're going to drop a game. I'm sorry, Cornhusker fans, Cornhusker faithful. Someone's going to drop a game. That's what's going to happen. Washington? Wisconsin, Purdue, UCLA. There's Oregon. Yeah, Oregon's not dropping another game. They're going to run that table, and they're going to run a lot of people out. So the way it still looks to me, Big Ten 3 at most. 3 teams at most. What about that ACC, y'all? Georgia Tech, they just keep winning. Syracuse just falling off the damn table. They got NC State. They'll take care of business. That's a 500 club. Boston College is way worse than that. Pitt's a little tough, and Georgia is really tough. But look, they're undefeated. Folks, Georgia Tech is going to the ACC championship game. Holy shit. Can Virginia get there? Can Virginia get there? They got Cal on the road. Wake Forest at home. Duke at Duke. And they'll stomp the hell out of Virginia Tech this year. That's your 4 teams. I mean, maybe Duke gets you. Maybe Duke, because Duke is, Duke's not a bad squad. Duke could get them at home. But at most, a 2-loss Virginia team. Pittsburgh. They got Stanford. Here's the thing. Notre Dame, Georgia Tech, Miami. Good God. Pitt's a 2-loss team. They'll collect the third. They'll collect the third loss. Louisville, Virginia Tech, Cal, Clemson. I don't know. Clemson's gone, y'all. Clemson's gone. SMU on the road. That could be tricky. SMU, good Lord, SMU is they just won't lose in the ACC. Did they finally lose? Holy shit! I didn't even see that. Wake Forest finally takes down SMU. How about that? Wake Forest is the first squad in the ACC to take down SMU. I'm talking regular season, y'all. Holy shit. So, yeah, SMU's done for the year. That'll do it. And old Miami. They'll beat SMU. They'll beat Syracuse. NC State, nah. Virginia Tech, nah. I think they're running the table. Pitt's interesting, but they're going to run the table. 1 loss for Miami. Maybe a loss for Georgia Tech. 2 if things really break bad. Virginia may run the table. Maybe a loss, if that. Let's look at Louisville one more time. Man, the Clemson game. It's the Clemson game. Maybe SMU is going to be a little difficult too. Looking to play spoiler. But right now, it's looking better for the Big 12 out of the ACC. But Georgia Tech and Virginia, Miami, I think those are the main guys. Keep an eye on Louisville. But those are the main ones to really keep an eye on as far as them getting multiple teams into the CFP. But that's 1 undefeated. You got 1, 2, 3 1-loss teams. Miami's going to run the table. I don't know about Louisville, and I don't know about Virginia. Let me look at them one more time. Wake Forest now all of a sudden looks a little more dangerous, but that is a road game for them. Duke. Man, they could end up with a couple 1-loss teams here. And then, like I said, Georgia Tech, God knows. I mean, do we got to root for Georgia? Do we got to root for Pitt? I think we do. But we need to keep an eye on it. But right now, things aren't looking as scary for the Big 12 with the ACC. Well, guys, that's where I came from. Now, I know I didn't talk about everybody, but not everybody's in the race. So I can't talk about freaking everybody. Don't really want to. I didn't talk about Notre Dame. There's really not a reason to. I can't see them dropping a game. Look at their schedule. However, if they do, holy shit, because they will be out. They will be out. Look, I don't know if they really deserve to be in, even if they do run the table. I'm just saying. But they'll probably get in anyway because it's Notre Dame. Anyway, thanks for watching this crap. Got any siblings out there? Got any family out there? Give them a call. Give them a hug. Let them know you love them. Because you never know how long you're going to keep them. Anyway, bye.